Port of Corpus Christi will study the feasibility of floating nuclear power plants. A settlement payment continues to be in the middle of a legal dispute. Counties are doing their part to mitigate wildfires with burn bans. This is South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Thank you for joining me. It's Thursday, August 20th. The Port of Corpus Christi has agreed with the U.S. Department of Transportation Maritime Division to explore requirements for U.S. seaports to deploy floating nuclear power plants. Leaders from the port met on Wednesday with U.S. Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy, Maritime Administrator Stephen Carmel, and U.S. Representative Michael Cloud to kick off the partnership, focused on small modular reactor or SMR technology for maritime applications. Both parties will study possible uses for SMRs in nuclear-powered commercial vessels as they work with partners to advance practice and acceptance for deployment of advanced nuclear technology in the maritime industry. A $1.5 million settlement payment involving the city of Corpus Christi continues to be in limbo. City Manager Peter Zanoni was ordered to stop a freeze on the payment to elevate QOF. That order came from the 105th District Court. On Wednesday, Judge Sandra Watts temporarily blocked City of Corpus Christi employees from transferring the payment to Elevate after hotelier Ajit David filed to block the payment. The settlement, as approved by the city's Type B board last week, was to terminate an existing $2 million tax incentive agreement with Elevate and wire transfer the $1.5 million in Type B funds to attorneys representing the company. South Texas counties continue to issue burn bans this week. Nueces County Judge Connie Scott announced Wednesday that a burn ban is now in place for outdoor burning activities in unincorporated areas of Nueces County. The burn will be in effect through October 19th. Violations of the burn ban can result in fines of up to $500. Wharton County activated a ban on outdoor burning today that will be in effect until further notice. Lavaca County has been under a 60-day burn ban, effective last week. In state news, a visiting judge approved the defense's motion for a new judge for Carmelo Anthony's appeal. KERA's Caroline Love has more.
Anthony was convicted for the stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a Frisco high school track meet. Judge John Roach Jr. oversaw the trial and did a media interview shortly after the verdict. The defense argued Roach violated judicial conduct rules. A hearing on a motion for a new trial is scheduled for Thursday. Lee Merritt from Anthony's defense team says having a new judge is the right call.
They will be heard by a neutral fact finder appointed by the people of Collin County, and we believe that Carmelo has a real shot in a new trial.
The motion for the new trial focuses on public access to the trial. I'm Caroline Love in McKinney.
Groups opposing the construction of border barriers in Big Bend National Park and surrounding areas took their message to a Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission meeting this week. As KUT's Mose Buchel reports, they told park officials to use their power to keep construction out of state parkland.
Before the hearing, protesters gathered in front of State Parks headquarters, played music, and listed reasons for opposing barrier construction. Patrick Zuberbuehler's family has ranched in Val Verde County, just east of the Big Bend, since the 1800s. He said the barriers would fragment the family ranch and threaten archaeological sites.
Whatever it's worth, I sent President Trump an email and invited him to come visit. I don't think it would happen, but I said I have to try. And people were like, well, it's the government. They're going to win. I'm like, but we are the government. They work for us. And for me to play possum would be tragic.
Earlier this week, federal officials announced a pause in construction in Big Bend National Park. Speakers at the hearing said that pause did not meet their demands for an end to construction in state parks and throughout the region. Paul Foster, the chair of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission, told speakers he and the commission generally agreed with their message. I'm Mose Buchel in Austin.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott has set a date for a special election to fill a vacant spot in the state Senate. The Texas Newsroom's Blaze Gainey reports that voters in Senate District 22 will be casting 2 votes for the seat in November 3rd's election.
Senate District 22 covers parts of Tarrant County all the way down to Waco and stretches over to Eastland. Since 2010, it's been represented by Brian Birdwell, a Republican from Granbury. But in May, Senator Birdwell resigned to become a U.S. Assistant Secretary of Defense, leaving the seat empty. On Tuesday, Governor Abbott said the vacancy would be filled during this fall's midterm election. Anyone interested in running has until 6 p.m. on Thursday to turn in their application. That means whoever wins the district's special election will finish out Birdwell's term, which runs into January. Then, whoever voters choose in the regular state Senate race will take over. Currently, Republican David Cook and Democrat Amy Martinez-Salas are running to replace Birdwell in the general election. I'm Blaze Gainey in Austin.
A San Antonio zoo program is using science to reverse the disappearance of Texas horned lizards. Texas Public Radio's Jack Morgan has the details.
Scientist Dante Fenolio heads the project with its objective to help bring those lizards back to Texas.
So we have been working for over a decade to try to come up with an efficient way to keep them well and happy in the lab, to breed them in the lab, and then to take the offspring from that process and put them back out onto the landscape.
Lab efforts that keep them healthy enough to breed allow them also to reintroduce the horned lizards onto landowners' property, which could spell a solid future for them.
With those rehabilitated pieces of land, one in particular, we have been busy releasing the lab-produced baby Texas horned lizards, and then we monitor them after that.
I'm Jack Morgan in San Antonio.
And when we think about early literacy, we often think about books and reading. But for very young children, literacy starts much earlier, with language, conversation, and the ability to describe the world around them. As Texas Public Radio's Yvette Benavides explains, a new environment gives parents and children new things to see, talk about, and learn together.
School buses routinely pull up to the gates of Morgan's Wonderland, bringing children eager to explore the park designed to welcome visitors of all abilities. But for families in Northside Independent School District's Even Start program, the outing's also a chance to practice early literacy skills. One summer morning, mothers, babies, and toddlers shared in their discovery of the park. Teachers coached parents to do something simple, talk. Brenda Faz Villarreal is Even Start's coordinator.
We modeled how to interact with your child, how to use the oral language, speak to them. And so now you're going to practice all this out here, talking to them in this environment.
The idea is to use a new experience as an opportunity for conversation. A child sees something new and unfamiliar. A parent can name it, ask a question, describe what's happening, or ask what the child thinks will happen next. Those back and forth exchanges are part of what researchers call serve and return, interactions that help build language and communication skills. Yu Chen is a postdoctoral fellow at New York University's Grossman School of Medicine. She studies how children's early environments affect language and school readiness. She said novelty itself can help create opportunities for learning.
The most important thing is they get something new. When they get novel experiences, children just get very excited.
And that excitement can give parents an opening.
Those are opportunities for parents to respond and then teach the kids something new that they wouldn't necessarily see at home.
That's the response Even Start is trying to build, giving parents strategies they can use during everyday experiences, then giving families opportunities to practice them. Adriana Sanchez is a family and community liaison with the program. She remembers one mother who was learning English.
Once I had a mom. She didn't know how to read or write, but she was learning English. Towards the end of the school year, she was so excited, and she told me that she was now able to call and place a pizza order.
Sanchez said a simple accomplishment like ordering a pizza can lead to more consequential ones, making an emergency call, registering a child for school, or filling out important paperwork. And parents don't have to speak English to give their children these language-building experiences. Chen said children can draw on skills they develop in their first language to support learning another. For a Spanish-speaking parent, that means talking, telling stories, asking questions, and introducing new words in Spanish can still help build the foundation for English.
There is this concept we call cross-linguistic transfer, and there is a decent amount of research showing that kids who know more words in Spanish also showing better English skills.
But there's a limitation to this approach. Not every family has the same opportunities to create new experiences. Some families have books at home, reliable internet, transportation, and flexible schedules. Others are balancing work and childcare, dealing with transportation challenges, or have limited access to books and educational materials. Chen said those differences matter.
The resource inequalities are definitely one of the biggest barriers.
So an outing like this isn't a magical solution, but what it does provide is a setting where parents can practice something they can take with them anywhere, talking with their children, following their interests, and helping them put new experiences into words. Maria Cumpian brought her 2-year-old son Romeo to the park. She said the program has helped her too.
I love this program. It's very good, and my English, I think it's better right now. And the parent classes, I love them.
The lesson from the field trip is that early literacy doesn't necessarily require a special classroom. It can begin with a child noticing something new and a parent listening and talking about it. A new place, a new conversation, a few more words. I'm Yvette Benavides in San Antonio.
The story has been supported by the Solutions Journalism Network, a nonprofit organization dedicated to compelling reporting about responses to social problems. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.